Hey, hi everyone, welcome back to CodeTavManagement. If you are building the REST APIs in Spring Boot, you have probably seen this before. A user request, a product that doesn't exist, and instead of a clean message, Spring Boot throws a massive 50-line Java stack trace right into your Postman or Hopscotch or any browser or like that applications. Okay, so today we will learn about the controller advice. Like we will master the global exception handling. Okay, so in my previous videos, like last 4 videos, I have covered the transitional annotations. If you have not watched, just go to the playlist. I will attach the link in my description. So from that also you can go. So just look those videos and hit like, share, and subscribe. Okay. So today we will master this global exception handling. Okay. So not only this is terrible for the front-end developers, like when they will see those long 50-line Java structures. Okay, but it's also a major security risk. Like it will leak your internal package structures, and many problems will come then. So you could fix this by putting a try-catch block in every single controller method, but that creates messy, unreadable code, right? So today I'm gonna show you the professional way, like how the proper software developers do during their projects, industry projects. Okay, so like how they build the global exception handler using the REST controller advice annotations. And by the end of this video, your API will automatically catch any error and return a beautiful standardized JSON response. Okay, so first of all, just you can open your any IDE, then you have to create one package, and inside that you can create your folder. Like for my case, my package is this com.codetab.demo, and inside this com.codetab.demo, I have one folder exception, and inside that I have created the error response class. So you also have to create this class. Okay, I have added this code snippet here. You can see and you can create. So one thing I am just going to tell you that if you want to reduce this boilerplate codes, so you can add your this getter setters or the at the rate data. Okay, and at the rate required constructor one iteration is there. So if you will add those things, then the following things you did not to do. Okay, just just above this class you can add the at the rate data and at the rate required constructor. Okay, but I have added because to show you like how the things internally going on. So in this error response, what I have added, first of all, local date time type of timestamp, then status, error, message, and path. So whenever an error happens anywhere in your system, so we guarantee the front end will receive this exact structure. So we want to include the exact time it happened, the HTTP status code, a brief error title, the specific error message, and the API path they were trying to hit. Okay, so I have passed this timestamp, status, error, message, path, and my constructor is like this error response, and I have created the getter and setter methods. Okay, so after that, you need to uh, specify a error to throw. So if someone searches for a user ID that is not in the database, we shouldn't throw a generic runtime exceptions. So that's where let's create a custom exception, resource not found exception. So I have created another class inside this exception folder, and the class name is resource not found exception, which just extends the runtime exception. If you want to know how the custom exception works, how to create the custom exception, you can read any blog, or if you request, I will create another video in my Java playlist. So I will cover all the videos of Java later, but as of now, it's not there in my YouTube channel. So I will create those, and by that time you can just go through how to create the custom exceptions, how to handle those things. Okay, so just you have to extend the runtime exception. So runtime exception is the parent of this exception classes. So you have to create your custom exception class which will extend the runtime exception. So if someone will search the user ID which is not in the database, they will get your custom exception. So here this message, we are passing this string message. Okay. So now you need to create another class, which is the global exception handler. And that's the magic actually. So like now for the magic, we are going to create this class. This is the global exception handler class, and you need to annotate with the REST controller advice annotation. That's the main important thing. Okay. So I'm just making it a star. So just see the REST controller advice annotations. So we are going to create this class and annotate it with this REST controller advice annotations. And this annotation acts like a giant net over our entire application. So if any controller throws an exception, this class intercepts it before it reaches the user, right? So what is going on here? So if anyone will ask how you will do the exception handling in your Spring Boot application, so first you need to tell that with the help of REST controller advice and with the exception handler annotations, you can do the exception handling in your Spring Boot applications. So here inside this REST controller advice annotation, like you also have this exception handler annotations, and you will specify the class that resource not found exception, this custom exception class you have created here, this one. Okay, then here you have this method, this handle resource not found exceptions. What you now the proper time, this local time. Okay, then HTTP status not found, value not found, then your message. Okay, so here basically what is happening in this part you are handling your custom resource not found exception. Okay, so here you are passing basically your user with ID which is not found. Okay, so that message you will pass, right? So then here also this exception handler class, and there you are specifying this exception dot class which is the parent class. So that's the global fallback for any other unhandled exceptions like the null pointer exceptions or any other one. So that's the parent one what you are adding here, this exception class. Okay, so with this you can just handle any other unhandled exceptions. Okay, so then you are just returning the response entity. Okay, here the error response, then HTTP status dot internal server error for the other things. But here you are doing error response, comma, HTTP status dot not found. Okay, so as this is you want to handle this resource not found exceptions. So that's why you are adding this resource dot not found. Okay. Next is your clean controller class. Okay. So now the time for the invocation into the controller. So that's why your controller class is like that. And just look how the clean our controller becomes. Like we don't need any single try catch block. We just write our business logic. And if the user is not found, we just throw the exception. The REST controller advice handles the rest, right? So that is the, you know, how to do the REST controller annotations, how to add this request mapping for your get mapping or post mapping like that. So this is the get mapping, one get API. So here we have also added one path variable as your long ID. So if ID is not one, so we are just simulating a database check. Then we are just throwing the resource not found exception. Okay, so you can see there is no try catch block. We don't need any try catch block. Okay, so the REST controller advice actually will handle that one. Okay, so that is your exception class which you are throwing, and uh, so here this REST controller advice annotations is also there. Okay, and here you are passing this REST like this resource not found exception, that your custom exception class. Okay, so so just if you will run like your application and hit this API slash users, you can see the path, right? Slash API slash users, then slash the ID. So in the ID, you will pass this 99, and this 99 suppose is not there in your database, then boom, instead of a stack trace, we get our perfectly formatted JSON error response with a 404 status code, which is clean, professional, and secure. Okay, you will not able to see those 50 lines of uh, patchy things. Okay, so it will be more clean and professional way. So if this saved you from writing the 100 try catch blocks today, so just drop a like on this video and subscribe to CodeTavManagement for more such practical Spring Boot tutorials or scenarios what we will discuss. Okay, thanks everyone. Bye.